Hopefully, this is a new series looking at Muslim inventors and other people who contributed to what the world is now, many, many decades and even hundreds of years ago, to educate people. And some of it's already been, it's out there, but I like to put it on my own way, not only to educate people, but um, show them that Muslims have done and still do and will always contribute to society and the world, and not to just think what the media is showing you. Today, um, today I'm looking at a Muslim scientist who invented the world's first camera 1,000 years ago by the name of Ibn Haytham. He was born in 965 and is considered by most people the world's first scientist. He invented the camera and the earliest form of digital camera that you could put in your pocket. The fact that he lived 1,000 years ago and invented this, something which you take for granted on your phone, that's just, you don't even think about it most of the time. People who don't use cameras as much, they won't really realize how powerful their camera is, but it all started off from someone like him. No, he's known in the Western world as Al-Hazan, and he's considered to be the first scientist and the oldest recording of writing describing what we know today as a scientific process of hypothesis and using physical equipment or mathematical proofs to affirm or reject it. Until recently, much of the Western world believed that scientific method was developed independently by scholars of the European Resistance, European Renaissance, beginning in the 12th or 13th century. It is now widely acknowledged that Muslim scientists like Haytham, al-Biruni, and Ibn Sina were applying the approach in the 11th century to a variety of fields of study, including optics, mineralogy, and medicine. Haytham worked for many years under the guidance of the Ismail Imam and the Fatimid Khalifa, Al-Hakim ibn Amr in Cairo. By following the scientific method of testing the hypothesis to see if something works or not, he did that on this to see if the eye works. That he discovered that the camera, which is the Latin term for a dark room or like a box with a hole in it, where light goes through it, like shines, and then that light shows the image from one side to the other. This is what he kind of saw, and then although the particles exist, this sort of thing existed before his time, he was the first scholar to clearly understand, analyze, and use those principles. The earliest clear description of this concept and also the principles of refraction of light was found in Al-Haytham's Kitab al-Munazir, known in English as the Optics. His understanding the vision that led to the invention of the modern camera. Ibn al-Haytham wrote over 200 scientific works in subjects ranging from astronomy, medicine, mathematics to philosophy, but his greatest achievements are attributed to the field of physics and optics. He is best known for Kitab al-Manazir, and his pioneering work in physics earned him the nickname the physicist in medieval Europe. The Aga Khan University honors his critical contributions to the study of the process of sight, the structure of the eye, and how we see by the establishment of Ibn Haytham, establishment of the Ibn Haytham professorship. The university also plans to establish an academic department in ophthalmology. That was I did some of it was I've said a lot of it was reading. There's a different format, but you see Muslims within Europe, outside of Europe, all over the world have always been at the forefront of contributing to the world, doing research, reading, having the most knowledge. And this is one individual. Hopefully, I'll have many more coming. But last thing I'd like to say is it's not just in Islam and Islamic studies where scholars are at the forefront with the most knowledge and the most expertise in whatever field you think of in the past. And a lot of our scholars, they were not only experts in Islamic sciences, they were mathematicians, they were scientists, they were experts in things besides Islam as well, because they knew society indulged in these matters, and if they weren't well versed in these academic fields, then they wouldn't be able to put an Islamic perspective to it. So Muslims are much more than what the media try and show you and downplay.